Yeah. Hey, fellas.
Hey.
I don't know if this is working.
I'm not seeing anything yet.
I see Greg Shaley's Oompa Loompa face.
How dare you?
You're the one who took that picture of yourself.
Wait, are you
I
you recording the call?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not getting anyone's video. See what happens.
Yeah, we're
here.
not getting you yet either.
I have
And I
everybody
lost
but
Chad,
you.
too.
Oh shit! No,
I lost Chad.
What's happening, man? Is it some sort of
fucking internet down here.
It's hard to get good service.
I also
Yeah, I got no
realized I'm always pretty high when I do this, so this time I figured out how to turn down the saturation a little bit beforehand, so
Oh yeah,
it's not like a
do a session.
David Lee Roth Yankee Rose video.
Mine's still pretty lit up, right?
You're good.
Yeah.
I was turning into Trump more and more each episode. I was
Yeah.
just getting
Anger.
more saturated. Yeah.
I was pretty orange on one of them, but then I noticed
There
that
we
you
go.
were way orange than I was, so I was like,
Yeah.
all right, that's cool. Me and Erickson
Yeah,
can be
man.
orange on this one.
Yeah, that's right. See, for
I'm
me,
a-
my job is to kind of make
Balance.
all you guys look good by doing
Well, people
whatever
are-
it is you're not doing well worse.
It's a common complaint of people. They like to rip on podcasts. It's like, oh, 4 white guys. Well, you know what? Some of us are not that white. We're not all
Yeah.
that white.
Hold
We can
on,
put
I'm
on
trying-
some colored
Wait,
filters.
that's their only complaint is 4 white guys?
Well, and also I get people saying they can't figure out how to get on Patreon and want to work like a side deal. Like they're coming to me. I got one the other day. It's like, I've tried to get on Patreon and my bank won't allow it. And I was like, I'm tripping on mushrooms and I'm not the complaint department. So I can't help you. I'll try to think of something outside of the box is how I closed it.
That's I would just like to put in a request. We've done this before,
Oh.
asking you, hey Chad.
It wasn't
asking
my
you if
internet. My camera was facing the wrong way, and it was just getting the back of my iPad cover. Sorry, guys, I'm stupid.
That's fucking great.
That's an IO error.
Yeah.
Idiot operator.
But Andy, if anybody ever asks you again if you can help them work out a side deal on Patreon while you're tripping on mushrooms, please film and record it all and do your best to help them.
Well-
And if somehow you manage to get them a fucking VIP Patreon pass, then yeah, well, try it.
Yeah, I'm glad I got my courage up to do mushrooms around here. I always just figured I would see the other side of things and I couldn't go back. Like, oh, fuck.
But that didn't happen. So you took let's start at the beginning, everybody. Hi,
Well-
Issues with Andy. Here we are, episode 119.
I think that would be the complaint about podcasts. We
yeah,
don't start at the beginning.
never.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
never ends. You took
Yeah.
mushrooms at home.
I got back from my trip in
Uh-huh.
Colorado where, and I got home and I was like, needed a break.
Uh-huh.
Traveling with anyone can be up.
Yeah, I've traveled with you before.
And so I was toting Blindy around and
She was toting Andy around.
Well, it's like the one advantage of traveling with somebody with a handicap is pre-boarding. And when that person goes, I'm going to go to the bathroom right before they announce it, every fucking time, it kind of takes the joy out of it. Hey, Ray Charles, I dragged you and your fucking piano here. And just when the music starts, you want to go fucking piss. Like,
Yeah. Oh man,
I'm trying
poor
to
guy.
calm down because last week I think I had a double dose of my diet pills, and I was like, it took me a while to calm down. I was a little too wound up for issues with Andy.
Are diet pills a euphemism for something, or are they really diet?
Probably, but Big Brother's watching. I can't really get involved.
Okay.
Yeah, you were a little squirrely last week. You spilled your Gatorade on the floor.
I'd won a war, although I thought I thought I'd finally won the postal battle, only to come home from 8 days where our neighbor was supposed to grab our mail out of the box, and he said there wasn't a piece of mail in there, not a piece over 8 days. So,
Oh.
yeah, so I didn't win at all.
Oh, you
No,
did
you
that.
still
That
won,
yeah,
friend.
that
You
guy's
still
just trying to
won.
get fired, right?
Well, what's going to happen is over the next few days, there's going to be a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's 5 or 6 traceable things coming to me, plus some I sent, and a package from Jerome with jerky that should be in my box.
Oh, that's
But it
good.
won't
He
be.
does the that Thai sweet jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going
good
to be
stuff.
out of that. It's not coming. He's not. So today I went out and I got another red balloon. This time I secured it, double knotted it, and I put it in there, and I put something, 2 pieces of mail, and put the red flag up, towed him out. So I'm hiding in the brush, waiting for him to drive up, which didn't happen. I saw him at my neighbor's box, and he turned around, and they're like, oh, fuck. So I'm going to tape him driving up past like he did last time, only this time he doesn't. So I spent about 45 minutes to an hour laying in the dirt, waiting for him. And then a lady comes down the hill, and she goes, is there a problem up here? And I'm like, so she's looking, she could see me from above.
She's watched you laying in the dirt for 45 minutes.
Well, I don't know how long she saw me, but she came down, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to blame a victim or whatever, but she's coming down to a old lady coming down the hill to find out why a guy in camouflage is laying above the mail, laying in the brush there. Like, maybe that's something you leave to someone else to investigate.
Yeah.
I'm a very
That
reasonable
sounds like
guy.
a good neighbor, Andy.
I know. Well, I mean, no, shit, I didn't want to tell her.
Dangerous behavior is what it is.
Yeah.
Call the cops if you
Right,
think
you
there's
don't do
something
that.
going on.
I went to a store I went to the Price Scoopers or whatever, the King Scooper, Super, whatever the fuck
King
they call it.
Super.
Yeah, King Super in Colorado with my daughter, and I had my back, to the back of the store the whole time my daughter was shopping. I was just, it's just the new paranoia that somebody could be fucking shooting the place up, and definitely if I saw somebody laying in camouflage under my property, the last thing I'm going to do is walk down and go, what's the problem? And I told her the problem, and we went on about the mailman, how he's not delivering it, and she says, did you tie a red balloon on there?
You went all the way back to the beginning?
Well, I told her I'm staking out my postal carrier because he's not delivering my mail. And then she goes, why do you have a red balloon on it? And I go, did you see the movie It? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, oh. And she laughed and she enjoyed it, But the mailman, I saw him, he looked up at it. He fucking saw it. And then he turned, so he ignored it. He fucking ignored it. And then the lady says, well, he comes back down the hill about 2:00, which, bless her heart, it was more like 4:15, 4:30. So I've been like, like an old school cop, like one who used to do police work,
Stakeout.
Yeah, I didn't just, I didn't run out and shoot somebody without, I like, 20 years ago, I was an old fashioned stakeout. And so I see him. He's up the hill about 4:00, so I get behind him and I'm following him, and then I decide, you don't want to get caught, so I went around and I staked out the mailboxes right above me, and there he goes. He pulls in, delivers mail there. He goes down the hill, stops at the landing where my mailbox is, gets out of the truck, and I'm like, okay, here we go. He's gonna put mail, and he's gonna grab that shit out of there. He does not. He delivers a package. He walks up my driveway past my mailbox to deliver a package to my neighbors that he had to do because he's Amazon's bitch. They all are. They're Amazon's bitch. You're not a federal employee. You're a fucking schlub for hire, you fucking cunt, Kevin. I found out his name is Kevin. I'll call him
that
Kevin
sounds
Clavin.
problematic.
Yeah, Kevin Clavin. So he walks back up my driveway, past my mailbox with the red balloon and the red flag up for pickup, and then he drives down the hill. So he just got fucked in the ass because That's what I was waiting for. When the postmaster has to come back out here, roll his troops in his big fucking truck up here. I've got video evidence. Also, where's my fucking mail for the last 8 days? What's become of that? What is going
Good
on
question.
here? Yeah, it's all willy-nilly. It's all bouncing around.
I think it's the old Hedberg joke. He goes to the willy-nilly box or a dumpster.
Yeah, he has no trouble delivering. So I don't know. I want to see him reassigned to, like, fucking Russia.
He's getting fired. That guy's losing his job.
Yeah, the postmaster.
The
seemed to be
postmaster
pissed.
was already mad.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
He
mad
deserves to
about it.
lose his job.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Frankly,
Yeah, I don't want him doing
mean,
my.
it seems like if you're a mailman, the very basic requirement of your job is to deliver the mail to the people in your area. And he's deliberately not doing that.
Which is
That's a
blind.
fireable offense for sure.
yeah.
Okay for somebody traveling with a blind person to have an attitude, but somebody who's delivered mail to a blind person, they should just buck up and do it.
Just storm into the office tomorrow and say, look, my wife hasn't seen any mail at our house for 8 days, which isn't a problem because she's blind, but also I haven't seen any mail for 8 days.
He hasn't been able to smell any packages.
Yeah, I love how Andy loves to work it both ways. One of the reason he's winning this is the disabilities angle, and yet he can't be bothered to walk her to the bathroom on a crowded flight going up to see their daughter.
Somebody's got it. We had one of the, I tried.
It's just the timing of it, Shaylee. If you're gonna pre-board, you got to be there to pre-board, man.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like a second she's gone.
He did walk away with the sweet taste of victory when he went to go visit. When he went on his trip to Denver. So he did, coming home. That must have been a very bitter pill. Like, man, I took her to the bathroom and everything, and now it didn't even take. This didn't even stick for a week.
No,
she's never passed up a public restroom. I was like, come on, like, well, you think we could? Yeah, go slop your ass on a filthy toilet hole. Go ahead, God damn, what's. I would think that as somebody with visual impairment would not want to risk it going to a public toilet, but man, oh man, does she like? Yeah, maybe you're hydrating too much. Something.
Maybe she thinks it's cleaner than it is. She doesn't know.
It's possible that she's got a bit of anxiety about having to use the bathroom on the plane, which may be a more difficult thing for her to do. So it doesn't matter if I just peed, but if it's 5 minutes before I'm going to go on stage, I have to pee again. I just have this like mental thing where if I don't pee right before I go out, I know I'm just going to have to pee really bad.
What if you got to go up
maybe
on
she
stage?
has the same.
What if they said, "Hey,
broken brain"?
If you're worried about that, why don't you go up on stage and then you can go piss in a jug right there on stage before? That's what pre-boarding allows you. Well, you can go piss in the toilet where everybody's rushing around trying to get on the toilet before they get on a flight, or you can get on the plane 10 minutes before everybody else and go casually back to the laboratory.
Yeah, that's a good
which is made for blind people, because you're basically peeing by braille. No matter, even if you can see, you're just feeling your way through the thing, holding on, trying to pee.
What if you just tell her that all of the bathrooms are closed?
Well,
yeah, just tell her that you guys are on actually. They switched it to a commuter plan. She can't tell. You just have to keep up that prop plane noise the whole time.
If I thought she was faking, I knew she like. I left her there. I go, okay, I'm gonna run down there. We had those fucked layovers where you're like, oh man, I wish I had time to get a muffin, but there's 5 assholes sitting there waiting to get a fucking muffin, and I was gonna get a breakfast sandwich, and then I was like ready to order a breakfast sandwich, and a guy cuts back and he goes, I ordered a ham and this is turkey. And so that took till there goes my breakfast sandwich. This lady.
You should have took his sandwich.
Whoa.
Yeah, I should.
I ordered ham. That's mine.
Right. She's got time to go back and complain at an airport about anyway. So I'm not a good traveler, and I don't travel. It's like traveling with we have to rush to get on the next plane. And I walk fast, and then I have to keep stopping. I'm a Sherpa. I'm a fucking Sherpa. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
Hey, join the club, Andy.
Yeah.
Now feel my pain, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it went okay. And it was a fun trip. It doesn't take much to flip my switch from, oh, everything's good to, God damn it, I want to fucking kill something. And I admit, laying in the brush for 45 minutes, you do evaluate your situation, but I needed this fucking footage,
I can't believe you didn't record the recap of the willy-nilly so that we can post it. There's people asking for that on YouTube after the last. They're like, I need a recap of the willy-nilly situation, and you told one. You could have filmed it and posted it.
Oh, when he was talking to the neighbor.
When he's talking to the old lady,
I could restage it.
Told her to go to Patreon and
right. Then she'd be like,
like you actually
won't allow me on Patreon. And you help me if I
find a workaround for one Patreon subscriber. Just tell her to her face.
The personal podcast.
Andy will explain
lady, I'm tripping on mushrooms. I'm sneaking out the mailman. So I don't think I'm getting my jerky in the mail. But tomorrow, my wife is the blind person in charge here, is going to call and get a hold of that guy, and so. But I got footage of him walking by and getting in his truck. So it was like pretty much, the only thing he could have done worse than that is just chuck some mail aside. But I know there's 3 pieces of mail that'll be here tomorrow, and if those aren't here, then I think he's probably going to get fired. I mean,
well, if you haven't had any mail in a week,
8 days.
Then you're not getting your mail. You should call the post office and tell them
I would call the postmaster general. Fuck calling the post office. You already got the boss's number.
I only deal with generals.
Let's all take a breath here. If this mailman is dropping off mail at a house that has 3 consecutive days of nobody picking up the mail, he may have just pulled the mail and held it. But there would be a notice. There would be a notice in the box.
But
that's happened to me before.
Right. But this guy doesn't have that because our neighbor was picking up the mail. So he goes, he was picking it up every day.
Yeah,
and he
day
said
one, he would have
there wasn't anything in there. This was right after the cab ride where I was like, fucking, I wanted to call her a cunt, but I just shorted her tip enough that she knew that she was a cunt. But so I get home from a nice trip. I get this fucking psycho cab driver who, I said, I had my mask down for a second. I go, I said, no big, or I said, both me and my wife have been vaccinated. And then my wife goes, oh, so were you vaccinated? And she goes, legally, I don't have to tell you that. And that's how that started out.
Wow.
That's a no.
So she was, so then, it's a long drive. And then she was up in Portland. Oh yeah. How's the weather up there? Oh, pretty good. If you don't mind all the, all the crime, or, she's called Portland Little Lebanon, which is, just straight up racist bullshit. And then she talked about how her and her husband were looking to get a houseboat and live on it, but they were afraid to go to shore because of all the people on the shore. She didn't say any particular variety of people.
Yeah.
I know what she was saying.
Did she use the word coloreds at any point?
No, she was
all
real
the coloreds are in that area.
The anti-vax stuff, so then
you
then
can read between the lines
her
pretty
husband's
easy.
good at fighting. He's big, but he don't like going up there because all these little bastards, she said, we'll try to fight my husband because he's big. And I was like, really? And I go, I'm the opposite. I don't fight anyone unless they're way smaller than me and racist, and then I'll knock their teeth out, which she said earlier. Well, she goes, oh, sorry about this. She had 2 teeth sitting in the center console, so that's why I said I'd knock their teeth out. And she goes, sorry, which I wouldn't have even looked at it, but she goes, sorry about this, and pointed out she had 2 fucking teeth in the thing.
I love that Andy's doing crowd work, like checking out the front row, even Even in an
I had
Uber.
to sit up. She told me to sit up front, but then she's like, among all the other stuff, then she goes, oh, sorry about this. And I looked to see what she was sorry about.
Yeah.
And she was like, 2 teeth. And I'm like,
What
could
the
you
fuck?
be,
Did you
like,
make her explain that? Because now I want to find this
one of her
lady and
back teeth
find
fell
out.
out and was a filling situation. And then her
She
husband's big and likes to fight. I don't know. She didn't say why the second one was in there.
She likes to
Wait, these were
drive on
real teeth?
natural.
Yeah, real teeth.
They weren't like a partial
No.
or like a bridge or something.
No, it was like broken teeth. Two broken teeth in the center console.
Was she soaking him in a glass of milk?
No,
I'm not.
just
I don't know. Like, she headed to the dentist? I'm not
No,
sure what
and she
happened.
didn't say
in
anything
this
like that. And then
situation.
she
I got
goes,
time for one more trip.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that
Appointment.
goes, sorry about this, and then puts him back in there, which I would have never noticed. I would have thought it was a chiclet.
I would have bailed the fuck out. That
Oh,
would have
yeah.
eventually my mind would have turned to, oh, I know what those are. Souvenirs from the
Yeah.
murders she's committed.
Tweet or whatever. And then
Like
what
a
was the
vet with
final?
ears on a necklace. from
Uh-huh.
I
Vietnam.
collect my own tips.
she started going, oh, she said, like, well, her husband likes to fish. And then I said, I don't really, or she goes, all men love to fish. And I go, I don't. And she goes, well, all real men love to fish. And, then I was like,
Yikes.
just trying to say,
Your cab driver emasculated you?
You
Well,
Jesus.
guys
trying
had a
to, but I go,
real
the only-
fucking passive aggressive
like in
fight
foot-
going on, dude. This is
in
fantastic.
high school football, I caught 100% of the balls thrown to me, 2, and I caught 2 fish. The only time I went fishing was in the ocean, and I was sick and heaving up, but I caught 2 salmon that day. So I'm 2 for 2. Who's the better fisherman, me or her husband, who spends hours trying to catch fish? I go out in the ocean, vomit, and catch a big fucking fish, and I didn't want to even reel them in because I'm that sporty. You want to reel them in, catch and release. I didn't even want to reel them in, but my friends made me, and then I was like drunk and fucking punching them in the head and shit. That's fucking enough, man. Why do I need to keep proving myself? I beat the fuck out of 2 salmon and ruin their existence. And she goes, her husband catches them and releases them. And she said, and I go, oh, why is that? You don't catch any to eat? And she goes, well, in the Bible, it says you don't eat dirty fish. And then that perked up the backseat who wants to debate the Bible.
Oh,
She says,
no. How long of a ride was this, Andy?
This was towards the
Jesus,
last 10
wait
minutes.
a minute. Didn't Jesus
I
feed
don't
the
know.
people
Yeah,
with fish?
fishes and loaves.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? This lady is batshit, man.
Believe me, I haven't been to one Jehovah's Witness Bible study. My wife's been to hundreds, and we were both equally ready to debate the merits. But I put my hand up to stop the back chatter because I knew it was like, well, have you ever looked at it this way? It's different. Spider-Man is stronger.
Oh, dude, that's the perfect opportunity. Your wife is a Jehovah's Witness, and it has always been a bit of a prickly thorn in your side, but this is the opportunity to finally turn that weapon and aim it directly at a target and just fucking unleash.
Yeah, except you have to stand at ground zero the entire time. That's the only problem with that.
That's right. Where does it say Where does it say anywhere in the Bible that Jesus was a catch and release guy, or a Caucasian for that matter?
Boom.
Yeah.
You get him, and then you tag your wife, and she jumps in with some fucking.
Yeah. So that was the
Jehovah's
last
Witness,
few
yeah.
minutes of the ride. She brought up the Bible, and then we get to the driveway, and it's like $45. It's expensive, seems like, for Eugene or whatever. But then she goes, and you can push either of these for the tip, or customize it. And it was like, 20%, 30%, 40%. I'll customize it. And I gave her $4.20.
Just rub it in a little bit.
It was that or 666.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been too hacky. I think 420 was the right play there, buddy.
Yeah. And
Well
she didn't
done.
seem
Plus,
like
it's
that
less
at all.
money.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's 10%, it's about 10%.
Yeah, then while she was factoring that out and sitting there, and then the dog came out, and she goes, "Oh, can I pet your dog?" And I go, "No, not really." So I can't go anywhere
Holy
without
shit.
trouble. But,
This was the cab ride home from the airport.
I was real relieved because it was going to be a Jehovah's Witness couple that's just waiting to get me in a confined spaces. The love bomb me. Love doesn't work on me. I tried it. It's not. It's not something. Love doesn't
Did your
stick.
Andy? Did your charge the gal sitting next to you in the Uber? Did she say anything after you guys got out of the Uber about what went down?
Oh no, we don't communicate.
I mean, she wasn't like can't believe she said that about fish.
Well, I pointed out that she earned her $4 tip, and then she goes, "Oh, is that all you gave her?" And I go, "Well, she brought up Little Lebanon, which is racist. She brought up the Portland being a hotbed of crime, and which I agree, but I don't think it's all black people doing the crime. In fact, I suspect hipsters. Yeah, hipsters.
Hobo Danny will tell you who's actually his rapscallions scouring for unlocked doors and bikes.
I was going to say Hobo Danny doesn't steal, but he did actually tell me that he worked with that crew for a while. So, so I think he does. I mean, if he's
dabbles,
well, maybe he did non-stealing activities. He could still help the organization in other ways. Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole thing. Fagin never got his fingers dirty, but he was filthy.
Yeah, it's all plausible. Then I don't know him that well, or it's like Trump. It's like he commits a crime or has other people commit the crime, and then he's like, "Fucking, who was that dude? I didn't even, I don't know him at all."
So let's reconstruct this whole thing chronologically. This starts with you trying to get on an airplane in Denver. You're about to enjoy the perk of traveling with a disabled person, and you're going to get to pre-board, but then you don't get to because it's time for a potty break. And then you fly home, and then after you get your luggage and shit, you get into a cab with an anti-vaxxing MAGA Bible lover.
I forgot what happened in security, too, but it was at 4:30. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning I got up, which I usually wake up around that time anyway, but I don't like alarm clocks. And I heard an alarm clock. So first thing I say, "Fucking motherfucker," and then slam my head into the wall because I didn't mean to. I'm just like fucking getting up and hammer my head. And then I have about, I'm ready to go. So it's okay.
Wait, this is in Denver, right?
Yeah, this is at my daughter's place. So I wake up, hit my head on the wall. I'm mad. And I get up and I'm ready to go. So, but when we get to the airport, I go through security and my wife goes through, and then they get to me and they go ding when I give them my thing, and it's like, "Oh, you're selected for pre-boarding, or not pre-boarding, for extra security."
The opposite.
Yeah. And like I won something, and he goes, "How's your day going?" I go, "Fuck, let's do it, man." And then he's, the pat down, all the other thing, and then I noticed after that, I noticed both of my bags are hung up, and there's two people in front of me. And one of the guys had a bag full of climbing rope and climbing gear, axes type, that metal shit.
Aluminum and cabling, rope.
Mountain climbing.
Like a little crowbar that was 8.
You can't put that into a check-in bag, right?
Yeah, right.
That's check that at the fucking gate.
Right, exactly. So I have to wait, and the whole security team is going through this guy's bag, and the guy's like, "Come on, man, that's a tool. You can't have tools." They go, "Well, it's got to be under 7 inches." And I'm like looking at this guy. Everybody's looking at him, and then security just keep the debate going, so they can't move to the next bag. And this guy's going, "I need to see a supervisor." Like, listen, asshole, I don't even feel comfortable with you having crowbars on there. Right. And nobody's listening to me. I'm just like a guy muttering a few people back, but I'm like, look at the security, going through the thing and measuring it. And they go, "Well, sir, you can check it back." And you'll go, "Well, I can't do that. I got to get so it's like it comes down. The guy's got to throw out a couple of things that he's not letting it go. And they're just like, it's like 15 minutes. It's like our flight is going to be taking on that whole time to walk her down there, to get down there so she can use the bathroom, is being eaten up while this guy's debating whether he can bring what did they have on 9/11? Those were like box cutters.
No one's going to, if somebody jumps up to hijack the plane with a pickaxe, no one's going to go, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's not a weapon. That's
that 7 inches?
So
Yeah.
everyone,
I saw him going
no
through
problem
security. It was okay.
It's
Yeah,
cool. They thumbs upped it. It's fine.
right.
Hey,
He goes,
hey,
this is
Andy,
for pulling nails, he says. Like, okay.
Andy, just so you know, Tracy and I just did a bunch of flights, and unbeknownst to her, on the first flight, she was traveling with this is called a rainbow blade.
Oh
It's,
shit!
No.
right?
Oh,
She
man.
went through the first TSA check, and then we got through the other end, and she's like, I can't believe I had that. And I go, wait a minute, you just got through that flight? She goes, I've been through 2 fucking TSA checks with this. One of them was where she got flagged, where she didn't have pre-check. And she goes, I'm keeping it in there until they fucking say no. Because they're only 99 cents at Harbor Freight. They're a great deal. Yeah, they're a great deal. Very sharp.
And
Yeah,
you can break the piece off as they get dull. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
great.
so it'll never go dull, no matter how many fucking throats you cut. But
Yeah.
ever got stopped. We did.
You can get most of the way through coach before you had broken off
Before you
enough.
gotta stop and go, hold on, everyone, snap off.
Yeah.
You got to borrow. You got to borrow the climbing guy's pliers to break them off, probably though. Give me
Does
those
anyone have a
pliers.
tool?
Any-
No, actually.
Not one red flag all the way through, and one of the flights where she did not go through TSA pre-check. Even TSA pre-check did not even see it because they're looking at everything. So
yeah, so they're gonna
welcome
they're
back,
gonna
everyone,
stop.
to America.
They're gonna search some old lady's walker and let Edward Scissorhands on the flight. you could do up here. You could fuck people up with those. Yeah, so I was an angry fucking dude all day trying to just keep it in check.
Let's just get you back into where we were. So now you've
Climbing
gone.
gear.
You finally get through TSA. You get. And
And you know what stopped me? Fiber. The reason they flagged me was fiber, and also I had a bag of coffee, and they go, "Well, you should always have this checked in advance." Oh, well, I knew my daughter gave it to me. I'm pretty sure it's coffee. Like they're saying somehow I'm supposed to present that earlier than I did. I didn't know to check coffee beans, but then they were like, and it's Metamucil or whatever, that fucking orange powder drink, and that's what
it is.
That's what brought me to a halt. That's why it took me 30 minutes to get through almost empty security. But it was that guy spent 25 minutes fucking arguing and talking to a supervisor. And for some reason, they couldn't just go, okay, let's take this over here. And then next bag. So it's just
Wait, is the Metamucil because it was inside of you activated, or because you had a jar of it?
I got a little bit of powder. It was only, a small one, but it's like, have it, man. You got me.
Yeah.
I'm trying
That's
to
bullshit, by the way. The coffee thing and powders and things like that, if it's contained and it can go through security, it's not a problem. It's the liquids, and having liquids that are more than whatever the ounces are.
It's
so
like
they're fucking making up rules to make you do what they want you to do.
It's like that wrestler Kabuki. You remember him? Anyone? But he would do, and he would blow powder in people's faces.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe that's what they thought. Maybe I was gonna blow fiber in their eyes. Some shit. But man, yeah, it's like, and then Denver, you gotta hop on a train. And so we got there with just no time to spare to get on our flight. No, like that's, it would have been nice to have breakfast. And then we went to Seattle. That's where I had my problems with other people needing food at the same time I did. Yeah, see, that's what they were worried about. Like I might get my
but it's not orange.
I know, but Kabuki was mysterious. He could have pulled out orange powder anytime. So yeah, if I got through all that shit, it was a quick dash to the thing, and usually when I'm tense, it makes everybody else around me tense. So and then it was like, okay, we're gonna pre-board. You stay here. I'm gonna run down and I did get coffee. I ran down to get coffee, and then I get back, and she's gone, and she's over here. She's not pre-boarded. She's over somewhere else, leaving my 2 bags unattended. Since I left to run down to get coffee, I said I'll be right back, and then apparently she thought I grabbed the bags. That's some of that fun Mr. Magoo stuff that oops, so it was like just a matter of seconds before I was dealing with security again for missing those bags. But I miss traveling.
Man. Wow. Oh, did all that
Man.
make you hate your daughter since you had to
No,
go
I
visit
had-
her? Because that's
I
what I would be like,
This is
fuck
your
God
fault.
damn you. Should have
No.
aborted your ass. This is not worth it.
She's the one person I won't turn on.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
I hear you. My
Yeah.
daughter texted me today and told me I talked my doctor into sterilizing me. It's the happiest day of my life. She's only like 24 or whatever. She talked her doctor into tying her tube so she doesn't ever
Wow.
have children.
That's
I was like,
cool.
that's hard to do. I told her, congratulations, man. That's
Yeah.
fucking hard to accomplish because usually doctors, they're all moral about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
they'll put, you're too
there'll be
young.
some protocol where they're like, well, if they're under 30, they need to talk to a female specialist, and they try and like
Well,
sway one or
Yes, because it is the woman's job to be available to the male to reproduce at their beck and call. So
Yep.
we can kabuki them.
they better
Yeah.
think about this a couple
Yeah.
more times, mull it over before you make any rash decisions.
Yeah.
You're
think
only
she'll-
24.
Has she
Yeah.
had any abortions yet? I mean,
No,
maybe
she told
like-
me today. I didn't know until today. We talked about it, and because I told her, I'm willing to loan out money to fix those problems. So I'm glad that you're saving me money in the process too. And she's like, I can't believe it. She goes, I've never had an abortion. And I'm like, I'm proud of you, I guess.
That's
I
like
don't know.
she's like gentrifying the neighborhood instead of aborting. He's like getting
You
rid of
should
the whole
split the
neighborhood.
cost. You should split the cost of an abortion with your daughter for not having an abortion.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
you should
true.
give
I
it.
mean,
like an
you should give
insurance
her
policy
200
that finally closes. I have to
Yeah.
pay it out now.
Per
Like,
month.
yeah, all right.
Give
I
her a
might do that.
$275 gift card to Target.
Yeah, and a ride. A ride. to and from.
Right.
and anywhere you want to go,
Oh, that's fucking good.
half in a ride.
Yeah.
She played the mental health card on the doctor and was like, look, I have fucking mental health problems. My mother has mental health problems. I don't know who my real father is. He clearly has mental health problems. So they're
My
like,
stepdad's on 2 podcasts.
Why is it any of the doctor's fucking business why
Dude,
a 24-year-old person wants to have an elective surgery that is for their own decision on their own body? Fuck that doctor.
Have you ever? No, it's all doctors that do that. If you ever talk to like young women that want to have that done, they get talked out of it all the time. Yeah,
It's
it's
litigious
very
society
difficult
to
to
live.
do.
It's
No,
like
because
Handmaid's
they will get
Tale out there.
sued
Yeah.
by the girl's parents.
Yes.
Saying, how could you do
Or-
that? It's like,
or-
she's a grown woman.
Yeah.
Why can't a grown woman come in here and request a procedure? And then it'll be a thing where then they just have to go to court and win and still lose thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, it's the same thing with the plastic surgery. Same thing. I mean, and this is a little bit different, but if you have to take so many precautions as someone who is like just hanging the shingle out and is just ready to help people, and then someone comes to you and says, I want help, and then you have to go, hold on a second, are you sure you need my help? Are you sure you're in the right place? It's because of fucking suing.
I've also, because I've been through this when I was younger. Like there's a lot of whores in my town, so I was with girls who would try to do this, and they would have like 4 and 5 kids already, like in their 20s, and they'd go to the doctor, and the doctors would literally impose their religious beliefs on them. They're like, no,
And there's
because
that,
of
too.
I'm glad.
because of my beliefs, I can't perform this for you. It's fucking crazy.
I'm glad Chad called women who have a lot of babies whores, because that's what they are. They don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of partners. You just need to fuck a lot. And if you fuck a lot and you have a lot of babies, you're a fucking whore. You're a planetary whore. Taking up everything. You don't need to have 5 ugly examples of your fucking failures.
With different last names. I'm not whore shaming anybody. I'm just saying that was a fact. There was a lot of whores, so there was a lot of children. It was I wasn't whore shaming. It's 2021 for Christ's sake.
That was observational only.
I'm not
No
whore
judgment.
shaming. I love
Yeah.
I love whores, and they fuck a lot, and they suck dick and swallow it sometimes, or blast out some shit, whatever they do. But why do people, mothers, they get fucking baskets? It's like, you're a cock whore, and if maybe you have the same father for all of them, but you're a cock addict, and you keep produce. That's what a whore is somebody who makes a baby that the world doesn't need, and that kid consumes fucking goods and services and takes
I was
away.
adopted, Andy.
You were a
Yeah.
whore. What? You were adopted?
Yeah.
You were? How's that? You both you and your brother were adopted?
Well, yeah.
No.
One of them was planned. The other was not.
I don't get it. I don't know how this works.
The weirdest coincidence, man.
My
Dude, he
daughter's
looks just like the other one.
my daughter's fiance is a twin, and he has a twin sister. And I asked my daughter, "Are they identical?" And she said, "What are you, a fucking dumbass?" It's like they're both, one's a boy and one's a girl. It's like, Jesus. I didn't know that. I thought they could still be
No, that can happen, right? I guess I'm probably a dumbass too, Andy. Don't feel bad. Shit, I didn't think about
They're
it.
not going to be identical for
Right.
obvious reasons,
They cannot be
especially around
identical
14,
twins if
15.
they are
Yeah.
on
What
different
if-
ends of the gender spectrum.
Well, wouldn't their face look the same? I mean, their face could
They
look the
can,
same.
like,
But
was
identical is
it
identical.
Nelson?
So
Was it the
if-
Nelson brothers?
Yeah, Nelson.
Didn't the
Nelson.
Nelsons have a younger sister that looks almost exactly like
Really?
her? And that's what I think
They were
the Nelson
triplets?
twins would look like.
Wait, were they the Nelson
Wait,
triplets?
the Nelsons weren't girls?
No, but they have a younger sister, and it's like, God damn it, they could be triplets. And I'm like, oh, I guess a guy and a girl can look identical. But when people say identical, what they're saying is identical looking, not identical features. Like
Yeah.
twins
Identical
bears.
twins have the same
cat,
DNA.
the whore cave.
Literally.
I'm fucking stupid.
Me and Chad smoked weed and
Andy's the
skipped
one
the
who
same
started
classes.
this, Chad.
Yeah.
It wasn't you.
I know, but I immediately went to Andy's side. Like, wait, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, I guess they're different, huh?
Which is even worse.
Yeah,
Chad-
I knew the context.
Chad didn't evaluate the information.
I'm too dumb to shut up.
That's the way it goes these
Oh
days.
my God. I love you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it was
I'm
a fun-
blaming
yeah,
weed.
look at him. Joby could have been a Nelson.
the lost Nelson.
Pretty close, but they it looks like they have dark eyes. I can't tell.
Well, if you just hit them with a lot of tragedy all at once, and then their face would fucking sink, and then they'd wear a mask of despair, that'd
Yeah,
be Joby.
they don't look like that today.
Despair.
oh no.
Despair Nelson is what we call Joby.
They're part of the Ricky Nelson clan.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
wonder what they do look like today. That's part
Let's
of like
find 'em,
being
Shaylee.
the age that I am now. That's kind of one of the things that I find fun is seeing all the beautiful people that I grew up with are now aged, and then most of them have got all this work done, and they look fucking like clowns.
Cher,
And-
like Cher at 75.
Oh, man.
Like, oh my
Remember-
God, you look 45.
Yeah, Cher looks good. Cher is the one that all of whatever work she's done, she's got a real artist because she fucking still looks good. But there are other people who, the more work they get done, the fatter all their features get, and their face just starts to swell up, and you're like, well, now there's nothing you can do. It's over.
Yeah, you're not going to see Meg Ryan in another Sleepless in Seattle.
That's the one I was going to bring
Tom
up too.
Hanks laying awake, looking at her face.
fucked
and
it
not
up,
able to
though.
sleep.
Poor girl.
She was one of the most beautiful women on earth when I was a kid. That was
Meg?
whoa. They turned into lesbians.
Oh, that's Nelson. I was like, is that Meg Ryan?
What?
Jesus. Meg Ryan is really, yeah. Well,
They're
The
now
one looks
teaching.
like Brett Allen a little bit.
They're now
Yeah.
teaching PE.
it's cool they stayed blonde.
Volleyball.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing they're hanging on to. It's like they got fucking old faces, but they're still dyeing that hair blonde. It's like nobody's going to recognize us at the fucking bakery and give us a free donut if we don't dye our hair blonde and wear Nelson shirts.
Hey, this has turkey. I ordered ham.
My brother ordered ham.
And then the counter girl's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were the other one."
Oh, I thought you guys were Motley Crue.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did order ham. I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, your brother's turkey, your ham.
One time, well, I probably already told you this, but one time I was in the San Francisco airport trying to order, I was like the same situation. Like, oh, I got time for, that place is full. There's a huge line. I'm not going to have clam chowder. That's one thing you don't do on a flight is dream about what you're going to eat when you land. So I went into, it was like, okay, fuck that. And then I went into a corner and there's like a Pizza Hut, I think it was. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get a little pizza. And then this dude comes, little fucking stocky dude, cuts in front of me. And I go, oh, motherfucker, out loud, no mask. It was before mask. And then Jerome Bettis turns around and like,
the bus.
Who?
Yeah, the bus cut me off. The bus cut me off and I was like, okay. And I go, oh, motherfucker. And I didn't, I wasn't like, you motherfucker or anything. I just was upset. And then he turned around and then I was like, oh man, cool. That's about all I could say. I'm not going to challenge the bus, but it's like, I should have said, bus, yo, I had the, you cut in front of me, bro.
Yeah.
No,
he didn't.
I let
he hit the hole. He saw daylight and he hit the hole. That's what he did.
Yeah,
He's a Super Bowl champion, and that's just what Super Bowl champions do, my friend. You got bested.
He's a pro football player, and he's got a gut. You know why? Because he eats Pizza Hut.
He still juked you, Andy.
Yeah, he did. And he was an active player. On my next flight, I heard somebody say, "Oh, did you notice all the Pittsburgh Steelers around there?" Well, I didn't, because I would have cut Jerome off. But I'd have known who I was up against. I would have fucking got into a sprint.
Andy would have worn his fucking running shoes to the airport if he would have known Jerome Bettis was going to be there.
And
Andy would have slipped banned substances into his drink after he cut in front of him.
Yeah,
you're not playing this week, motherfucker.
I was like, what a cool sense of entitlement it is to be able to cut people. Just cut a smaller guy. Let's just go with there. But we were both. I was taller, I think, than him, but he cut me off.
But dude, I've seen you. Listen, that's a little bit of karma too. I have seen you float through crowds and slide in and out of groups of people in lines and move into spots and cut people off. If you have to do the bail, if you have to do the ledger, you're still way in the
just today
cutting people off.
I noticed
Gary
an old lady
Busey had a point that it all comes around, like.
Just between stakeouts today, I had to go to the pharmacy and get something for my colonoscopy. And I got there and I noticed an old lady who was getting close to the pharmacy counter, like she was up ahead, and I switched aisles and ran. I Jerome Bettis her. I got there and I walked out.
Gave her the bus.
And she was one behind me in line.
Yeah.
So she got to hear me. This is fun. I said, $109. I could have just gone to Taco Bell. Because they charge $109 for the shit kit.
To clean your shit. Clear you out.
And nobody enjoyed that, or nobody acknowledged it. That's kind of funny. I thought.
I thought it was good. I'd have laughed if I was there.
I wasn't picturing the product when you said the joke, so it took me a minute to figure it out.
It's $109 for the
clean out stuff.
5 or 6.
It's a gallon. It's that gallon of basically looks like water, but it just you have to keep drinking it like every hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this was another one.
Ass wash.
I don't have much of an audience around here, and I've been ranting about the mailman. But I said I would like him to come up and kiss my ass, is what I would like. In fact, I would like him to come and kiss my ass on the night I'm doing prep for my colonoscopy. And it's like nothing. Crickets.
You do have the toughest room of any comedian. A single person you've been living with for numerous years who is an evangelical Christian.
Somebody who said,
and tired of your shit already.
She married me because I made her laugh. It's like,
Turns out not a good criteria.
Yeah, that's like marrying somebody because they turn you on. It's not going to hold up.
Or they cut the grass.
Last, man.
Hey, Andy, Jerome Bettis is 5'11". How tall are you?
6'4", about 5'11".
All right, that checks out.
Yeah, we were both.
Yeah, that seems small. I pictured him much bigger than that. I'm bigger than Jerome Bettis. That's weird.
Yeah, I would fight him.
Unfortunately, I weigh more than him too.
Maybe not. I don't know. He's been retired a while. I haven't seen him in a while. But if he's still rushing in
probably
front of
bust
people,
up.
he's still cutting in front of people with a sense of urgency to get to Pizza Hut, then he's probably not looking very good these days.
He probably got some plastic surgery. He had money.
I'm sure, I'm sure he felt
Gastric bypass.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
that.
fucking, she ruined her whole face.
Yeah.
Just ruined it.
Is she? Oh,
Her eyes
man.
are too
You
puffy.
see Shaylee disappear into Meg Ryan's face?
It's
God. That's it. And
The
now
edible just kicked
she
in.
took Botoxed her. Shaylee Botoxed her.
She was at one time, in my eyes, the most beautiful woman on movies,
so
in Hollywood. She was just, and not even like just hot, like you fall in love with beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now you'd fuck be like, ew.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even fuck Meg Ryan.
Well, John Cougar Mellencamp is her last. As far as I know, they were together. I don't know if they're still together. But
yeah. Oh, what's his name?
When the face
too?
comes crumbling down.
Yeah. Her husband back in the day when she was hot, Dennis Quaid. Also another one that got his whole fucking face. Doesn't even look
terrible.
like it. Yeah. I had to watch a movie. I didn't have to, but I watched a movie a couple weeks ago that had Mickey Rooney in it. No, is that his name?
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rooney is a totally different actor.
And still a dude.
Yes, it is.
Mickey Rourke. And it totally fucked up the whole movie because I had to pretend that was a dude, like a guy. Like, not just a freak of fucking nature. Like, he was the sheriff of the town. And I'm like, all right, I guess the people, that's just the sheriff. He looks like that. And it just fucked up the whole movie. Because of the way he looked. Maybe
What was that? That fucking movie with a Goldie Hawn in it recently. It was a few years ago with a female comic.
Word on a Wire?
No, but man, her
so
like
far.
Goldie Hawn's another one where she just did a lot of work and stuff. But it was like, it's like, aren't we gonna talk? The whole movie they didn't acknowledge her face being completely fucking like a burn victim. Well, it was anyway. It was something Stanhope tried to say was good. I was like, no, it isn't. You're just fucking. It's like, no, that's pretty.
I just don't think you know what he was talking about. I don't think that was.
Shaylee, this is perfect the way you
that is. I love it.
Is that?
Don't change a thing.
He's got Dennis Quaid's face behind him, and yeah. Remember when Randy Quaid was the ugly one? He's still the ugly one.
Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna get a snapshot. Hold on, I gotta get the head right.
Yeah. Oh, other way.
Oh, no, you're getting too much face in there. There it is.
There, a little bit in.
Oh, yeah.
Keep coming. There it is. Nope. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm glad I've always kind of considered. When I was a kid, sure, I had some gentleman suitors or whatever, but I've always considered myself ugly. And then as I got older, I'm like, I'm ugly. But then I see pictures when I'm younger and go, I wasn't that ugly. Why did I feel so ugly back then? But it's probably better to try to maintain being ugly than it is to try to think of yourself as beautiful and then to keep up in the ante and trying to get back there. It's like chasing a coke high or whatever. You're never going to be as pretty as you were, Dennis Quaid, except you're ugly.
As an ugly who knew they were ugly from early on and never lost sight of it, I would say it's definitely easier than that. That would be a letdown.
Erickson's just smiling because he knows he wasn't in that category.
Yeah.
Dude.
Flowing hair and shit.
Yeah. Dude,
Ericsson's never had flowing hair until COVID.
Yeah.
That's
I was
the whole
4
thing.
feet 10 inches tall when I started my sophomore year of high school.
But you were hot.
Yeah.
When I was at my hottest, I had gap teeth and I would spit Coca-Cola. I was like,
but you always had a boyfriend, so it was really weird.
I know, yeah. I was an older dude, gentleman caller.
I grew up living in trailer park, so I got laid even though I was ugly and awkward. And
Well, you lived with all them
and,
whores.
13.
So I had a lot of whores running around.
like it's like you're a salesman, and then your customer, you work hard to make a sale, and then your customer buys something. You're like,
What are you doing? What is happening?
Brett has
I'm not going to laugh too
ever-
hard because he'll do it to all of us.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shut up.
What's happening?
Hair. This
I know.
is your
What do you
fucking Matthew McConaughey moment where like you like have.
I'm bringing
just
it,
let
dude.
go.
It's all it's a whole new thing, man.
You look
I'm
great.
getting nothing but green lights. That's all
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
What I'm saying is like this is
The
a
trans
departure.
girl at the gas station last night told me I looked like Bradley Cooper. I'm taking
Hey.
I fucking thank you.
That's another
young
one.
lady. And then I fucking got out of there.
Yeah.
But Brett, I've known you over like 20 years, right?
Or just about, yeah.
Just about.
I'll see.
You've never had like longer than maybe an inch of hair on your head.
No.
Yeah.
I know it. It's
fucking
a whole new
hippie.
thing, guys.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Pandemic's over, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get out there and live.
Yeah, but how are you gonna live when
Oh,
you got to spend so much
drinking.
time
You
drying
drinking
your
tonight?
hair?
Luckily, it's really hot in Austin, so just stand
Yeah,
outside.
you
for a
are.
couple minutes, it's all good. Cheers.
One of the best looking comics out there.
Here's what I did when I came back from Los Angeles. I went through the airport too, and I just decided because I'm seeing nothing but McConaughey green lights that I just decided to go with it. So I took my ounce of weed that I've had vacuum sealed into bags, and my carry-on that I had was as big a carry-on as you could have. And
Yeah, you're one of those guys.
Well, yes, but now I have it stuffed with more stuff that we couldn't fit into the car when we moved from the apartment. So I
know you still
really
live with
stuffed.
Mitchell.
And yeah, and then when I got to the airport, I had eaten a couple of those Pro Tabs. So I'm on like 50 milligrams of edibles, and I'm high, and I'm like, this bag is too heavy.
man.
I'm not even fucking with it. So instead of keeping it on my person to make sure it was cool, I just checked it. And I went through the airport. I got to the airport like 2 hours early, checked my bags, floated right through, went right to the bar, and then I just sat there and had a beer and just chilled. Got on the plane, and I'm like, if they find the weed in there, I'll pretend I didn't even know it was there and pay the
All right.
Like
and
Cat
then
Williams with a
my
gun.
fucking luggage came off first off the fucking thing. I grabbed it and jumped in. Mitchell picked me up and we went home. It was beautiful.
Don't ever pack fiber. It will red flag your ass.
But that's what I'm saying. I checked everything. So I didn't even have anything. In my tub going through TSA was my wallet and my shoes. And that was it. My watch. I didn't have anything. It was great. I've never done that before.
This
Fucking
is
carry
the
on.
problem.
Everyone tries to save $30 by getting
Yeah.
as much shit into their carry-on as they can. Fuck it. Put it all, check it all, and just move light. Be free.
That's like going out, Erickson, bar life. You'll understand this. I hope this relates. That's like someone going like, I have $25. I'm gonna go out and drink all night and not tip. And it's like that means you can't afford to go out drinking.
Right.
If you can't tip, then fucking stay at home, buy a 12-pack, and sit there. If you can't fucking just man up and put your fucking bag into the belly of the plane, which is the most least expensive real estate on a plane, then don't fucking go. These people with these things that
you can't afford to fly.
I jumped up numerous times to keep a bag that an old lady was trying to put up from hitting someone who didn't see that
It's ridiculous.
If you can't lift your bag, don't bring it. That's
I don't fly a lot, but I've used it a couple of times though. Since I'm usually towards the back anyway, and I just wait until the very last to load in, and then they'll check it for you for free. Once things go and it's full, they'll be like, "Can we check this?" You bet you can. I just didn't want to pay for it. That's what I wanted to happen.
And I've done that before as well, Chad, but I'm telling you, this was freeing. I'm just going to do this all the time now because it's $30. So for $30, because this is the other part of it. You know, you want to, obviously you want to pre-board if you can, but if you can't, you still want to get on there as quickly as you can so that there is space for your carry-on. Otherwise you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But if all of your shit is checked, I'll be last on the fucking plane. I don't care. I'll sit out here at the bar and wait. You let me know. I'm in group 8? That's fine. Is there a group 9? Because I'll wait until group 9.
Are they calling my name?
And sit in my chair. So it's so fucking. It was great, dude. I'm gonna do that all the time.
I've been doing that for years. And I just can't understand. Like even like people that like that looks like I see the people with flip flops getting on a plane and like a fucking like a tank top. I always love picking the people out who are like, are you fucking kidding me? And I just saw the worst fucking guy dressed for a flight. He had a runner's tank top, those baggy shorts that Castle Rock Kenny wears to play basketball, and flip flops. I go, were you kidnapped? You had no idea that you were
doing a meth deal with the co-pilot.
Yeah, that's what I wear when I know I don't have to leave home. That's exactly what I wear when I don't have to leave the house.
These people, when they
just
come
wear
on
a
the plane,
robe.
I try to figure out. It's like you knew. Look, you do this all the time. I saw the gate agent right before you took that left to get on the plane. That if you would have said, you know what, I'm sorry, can I just check this? They would have fucking chucked it right under the fucking plane, and you could be like Erickson here going
but even that,
wow,
but here's
this is
the
fucking
thing.
great.
Do it first, because what you're doing when you're taking a care, it's like someone is making you here's a baby. You're responsible for this baby for the next hour and a half. You're gonna go to the bathroom. You're gonna go to your gate. You're gonna go to the bar. You're gonna stop and you're gonna run down and get some coffee. But you got to take this fucking baby with you everywhere. It's freeing not to have to do it.
It is so awesome. I'm so glad you're on my side now.
And it was risky because I didn't have. I'm flying to a place where I'm not supposed to have marijuana.
Oh yeah.
So, but I was like, fuck it, and it was fine. Nobody cares.
I haven't seen a dog sniffing baggage in an airport in America in a long time.
Yeah.
I would imagine also if you didn't at least attempt it, Mitchell would have kicked your ass when you got home, man.
Well, the plan
you didn't even try.
The plan was that I was going to keep it in the carry-on and keep it with me because I knew where it was and it was all going to be fine. But then I was like, fuck, this thing's fucking heavy. You know, like I don't want to lug this thing around for the whole time and then look at it while I'm sitting there and make sure it's still there and then try to find a fucking.
I like to think that all the weed dogs have been retired. They just have like gunpowder dogs and stuff now. Like the weed dogs have all gone out to good homes.
I hope so.
That would be a tough dog to love, right? It's like,
no, you
get a lot
love
of
him
shit
if
in
he's
your day.
yours and he's not on the line.
Yeah.
If he's not working working the border patrol and the
take him to
airport,
the music.
man.
Take him to the music festivals.
Right.
Imagine all the weed that you've stashed when you were stoned. So they'd be like, when I run out of weed, I'm gonna remember that I put some right here. And then you never remember it. Your dog can find 7 stashes in a minute.
My dog says you ain't
dog
out of
over
weed
every other weekend.
You say you're out of weed. My dog says different.
Andy up to a neighbor he's never met.
By the way,
go ahead, Ed.
No, go ahead, Ted.
I was gonna say I've cut so many people off from buying weed from me because I can't stand to be around them and they don't know how to leave immediately or they talk too much or for just various personality deficiencies. And it makes me a really bad seller of weed, but I almost answered like a Craigslist ad the other day. And somebody's like, where can I just buy some weed? And I don't have to go to Tucson and stand in line for a half hour. I'm like, all right, let's see how, can you fist bump me and leave? That's my fucking criteria. That's all I'm looking for. I don't want to talk to you about anything. I don't want you to show me a fucking YouTube video about why I shouldn't be vaccinated. I don't want any of your fucking bullshit. I just want you to buy weed and leave.
What if he's got 2 teeth in his console? Do you want to hear that story?
Little Libya.
If he doesn't say shit, why not? If he doesn't tell you why those 2 teeth are there. The line at there's one weed pharmacy here at Bisbee, and it's a fucking line that it's so sad because we've talked to people that have come over here having drinks that like have medical cards, and they go, just because of my condition, I can't stand in line for 3 hours and then be told we're out.
That weed is such garbage and overpriced. It's horrible. I've thought about just passing out cards in the fucking line too.
Sounds like a lemonade stand.
Yeah. Hey, you want to buy weed really fast? Tired of standing in lines?
No medical card needed.
I don't ask any questions, and if you give me any answers, you'll be cut off immediately.
Yeah, this is the way you do it. This is you give free weed, so they can't bust you for selling weed, but you have to buy a book.
Yeah.
So there's a book that they have to buy, but then it comes with free weed.
Like a weed bookmark.
Yeah. Don't get your free bookmark, sir.
I will sell you a Bible for $500.
Fuck, I could advertise that on Facebook, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, hey, if it's the Bible, you could be onto something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, free merchandise.
Because if it was the Bible and they did arrest you, you could just be like,
blow it up.
No. I'm just spreading the Lord's word here.
Lord won't eat dirty fish, but he will smoke some dirty weed.
He don't like to, but he will.
Not Caucasian Jesus. We're talking about the real one.
Have you tried this? It's not dirt weed. Come on, what are you?
Brother Christ. That's why they say we're all brothers in Christ, because Christ was a brother, not a fraternal.
Not a fraternal? An identical?
Not an identical. I don't know. Man. Anyway.
So Andy, at the end of all of this, you know, you're at the airport, you fly home, you get the cab ride home, you're not getting your mail, you do a stakeout, you got some video.
Yep.
Then at the end of all of that, you ate some mushrooms at your house.
Yep, I had to calm down.
That's right.
Yeah. And it was cool. Everything was fine. Everything was good.
It's just a regular part of my diet is macaroni and mushrooms. I get macaroni and cheese and mix it in a couple in there, and it was fucking I didn't realize how it was like a full dose, and it was like things were getting moving around. I was like, kind of dozing off, but then it's like, wow, what happened out there? The trees are doing. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm on drugs. But yeah, that was that calmed me down. My cats drew in close.
Good.
Once the cats start working their magic, I can calm down.
Yeah.
Really, if I didn't have those cats, I'd probably be a psycho. Geekity. But so this is some news. I have a release date for my special, my comedy.
Yeah,
comedy
you can say
special.
it. That's what it is.
June 25th. It will be out on audio. 800-pound Gorilla will be releasing it, and then on July 2nd, a bigger release. I don't know what that means from them, and then I'll probably do the video right around the same time. So they're marketing and all that shit's ready to roll, and
all right.
So they're releasing it on audio first and then video later.
Yeah, no, I get I'm in charge of the video release, so I just have to wait till they release it on audio to release it on video. So I'm still in charge of that. So there'll be glitches.
Wait. You are in charge of the video release of this production?
Correct, but they'll be marketing, and I'll just ride their tails. And
that mean that you're in charge? What are your tasks?
Well, just to set up my web page, which is going to
All right.
be,
So
and
how do
to
we
have
get
a
someone
place.
else to be in charge of this?
James, well, that's the thing. James has a friend who does websites, and so when he gets
This
back
is the
to town,
problem, Andy.
James
can't
has
keep
a
getting
friend
it's
who
not
does
Inman. It's not
websites.
that, James.
That's perfect.
Where did I put the
Hey,
He's
Andy,
vetted.
that website that web address that I got you that was perfect. As
Yeah,
a
no,
redirect
I
to
still
your
have
thing
it.
called Nature Jack. It's
Yeah.
still expired. It's been
I
expired.
know, but
for
we got it on a different carrier or some shit like that.
Hey, do you need any voiceover? Because I could do a welcome to Last Shot, a Hobo Danny production.
Yeah, I like it. Did we,
We
while
sell
we're recording
comedy
this,
and
we'll just-
slightly used bikes.
But the bigger thing is 800-pound Gorilla is releasing it, and they're excited about it. They said, and it'll be, they had a meeting. There was people in a meeting apparently, and they discussed it, and so June 25th, followed by, let me see what he says here.
July
That's
2nd.
fantastic, man. Good for you. Congratulations. I can't wait to hear it and see
But
it.
Nature Jack is an invalid site right now. It says, I'll read you what it says. It says, the account has expired. If you're the site owner, click below to log in. Andy, Nature Jack is a perfect redirect for you because it's something that is totally relatable to your comedy, and it's fucking it's easy to remember.
I still have that site. It's just that was on Squarespace. Now it moved over to some other thing. It's all on James Frost Win.
You guys got to talk. You guys got to figure this out.
Yeah, no. If he fucks this up, like he did the Dave Matthews Band, I will never forgive him. Anyway,
well, I'm glad it's coming out. I'm excited. That's great.
Yeah, I was hanging out at Red Rocks, and then I saw that message, and it was like, oh, okay, because I was thinking, it would be like the end of the summer, so it's going to be out at the end of June and into July, and then I'll probably do the release like 4th of July. How about that?
Well, the day before Killer Termites Day, July 3rd is Killer Termites Day here in Bisbee.
Yeah, that's right.
And the world.
Right. So somewhere in there, I'll be, releasing that on Vimeo. Did I say that right? Vimeo.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah.
CISO.
Andy's in charge of the video.
We'll find you guys. We'll make sure you guys all.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty confident that other people won't fuck it up. That it'll be smooth.
800-pound Gorilla is a good group. That's a good group of people, I think.
There are no comedy dynamics. Comedy dynamics. That's where they put the unbookables on a dusty shelf on there.
Yeah, well, that's.
And part 2 is coming out soon of the Unbookables, starring James Inman. That's the whole movie.
Man, exciting. Good.
Yeah, we've both been.
Wait, are you serious?
No, but we both.
Okay.
There's been a long, like Inman reset and started complaining about how he's not invited on this podcast. Blah blah blah. Brett Erickson's the devil.
Did you see Brendan Walsh as Brenda? Brenda. And the
That's not Brendan Walsh.
I can't figure out who's trolling who. There's several James Inman entities.
That's a dude that always responds to everything on Twitter.
Yeah.
He just keeps changing his name.
Totally winding up Inman big time.
Yeah, I can't figure. It's like I don't even know if I'm trolling in that. It's like, am I trolling?
Yeah.
There's like 3 Inman entities arguing among themselves. Inman blocked other Inman entities, and extra Brendan Walsh and Travis Lipsky chiming in. It's like I don't even.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. His response
it was good
was
to
pretty
see
funny.
Travis out there. That's the real Travis Lipsky, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I like that Travis and James are back.
Just ignore it. I don't know what else to do about.
I keep getting dragged into this. Imagine how I feel, Erickson. I really try to ignore it. I'm like, I'm whatever your feud is not me. I'm not involved.
I'm getting actively fucking trash, and
you're vilified.
I don't care because I know it's just James being James, but what bothers me is
he's hard on you too. That's right.
But I agree with everything he's saying. Yes, I'm annoying. No one likes me. I get it. I like these 3 guys.
I don't agree with everything.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't give a shit. But it's like if you're winding him up, that's fine. But But Doug just got a fucking huge email today. He goes, "Hey Shaylee, I'm looking down at something." He goes, "Hey Shaylee, you want to read the email Inman sent me?" And he's holding up his laptop, and he goes like this. He goes, brr, brr, brr,
Oh no!
and it's just this whole missive, and I'm like, "No, I don't.
Good.
I don't
It's
even
the
want to know
same-
the
Makes me
subject
feel
line."
better.
It's the same shit as he's sent 100 times. It's kind of fucking amazing that he can
It's
be
just
that
tiring. It's
fucking worked up.
exhausting. I don't want to talk about that stupid Austin JT thing anymore. It's so fucking boring.
I
Yeah.
think the
It's-
hard part for me is knowing if you have. It's hard to have friends that are mentally ill, but then is that what it is, or is he
I don't
just
know.
intentionally fucking? I don't know. So it's.
I think it's a little of everything.
I feel bad for the guy a lot. I do.
I
But
like it.
for the
I
grace
like
of
to see him
God, go
cry.
I.
I like him when he tears up because then you're like, okay, well, it's like a kid. It's like a kid that needs a nap, and it's
I
like,
don't.
until he
I just don't
cries,
understand
breaks,
why.
and
I don't know why he's so mad at me. I don't understand why he's. I was the one out of all. Here's why: because I was the one who, when he freaked out that he wasn't invited to Austin,
You communicate.
communicated with JT and asked
Okay,
him.
this is the Altercation Punk Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
That JT
And JT
had.
told
He
me, and I
invited-
told him, and
he
I
invited Issues with Andy on, and you guys went and did it, and I was on tour with Stanhope, and you guys went and did it. Had nothing to do with Unbookables.
no.
There was no mention of Unbookables until
It was a conspiracy theory though, because at a certain point,
right.
whenever Christine Levine was like, "Oh, Shank and Jenny are going," and we had talked, and I'm like, "You can ride with us, we'll go," and so she went too. And then he thought that we're putting together
he thought
reunion.
That's what you said right there. He thought.
he
He
thought.
just thought wrong.
Well, I know why Mamu went, because I told her we were going and she was welcome to go with us, and then she went. So I know it wasn't tied in with anything with you at all.
And even if even if any of that wasn't true, it also wouldn't matter. It's just a gig that one guy has that you didn't get picked for, and that's the end of it. It's just that's all there is.
Imagine if you get picked as the subject of like QAnon and you have to try to defend yourself against something that is complete and utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm wearing the same exact shirt in that picture as I am right now. Shout out to everybody else who only has 4 shirts.
That's the odds of that are what, 1 in 5?
Can't we just put in
four shirts?
Can't we put Inman in there like Tig Notaro? Just drop him in there and he see Inman, you were there, you douchebag.
Oh, yeah, I just thought of an angle.
You should do that.
I could throw the angle at Inman that like, fuck yeah, bro. I didn't get invited either. And just like totally rewrite this. Yeah.
That would
the
be
only
funny.
reason I got invited, and I don't even think I got invited. It's just JT was at
yourself.
Vegas, and then we, I just happened to be there, and JT said, I could do the thing, and it was like I didn't go. Wait a minute, is Inman? Did you invite James? I can't really accept. I can't accept an invitation to a festival.
To any of us.
I guess Inman
that's not
just
how this business works in any way. It never has been. It never will be. And you just gotta aside from all of that, it's done. It's 2 years ago. It's just a gig at a coffee shop in Austin. What in the fuck is wrong with you?
How about this? What has James done to get in this year's festival? Has he submitted a tape? Has he made a phone call? Has he requested to be?
That's a good question, Andy.
Erickson's going to be there.
I'll be there.
I think Jenny and I are going to go visit Erickson and check that out. We had a good time last time. So,
right on.
I think we're going to come check it out.
That's cool.
That's in October, right?
See?
Isn't it October? Maybe me and Inman will drive up together.
Maybe you guys could set up some gigs on the way.
How would we do that? With Inman?
I don't know.
That's a tough sell.
You and James hit the road again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real 800-pound gorilla.
I won't show up like
that would be a huge draw, except that I don't know that it'd be worth it at all. to do
I
it.
think right now I'd rather tour with Kevin Clavin, my mailman.
Saying his name.
He
Well,
just
his name's
gave him
Kev.
Cliff's last name from Cheers. That's a false last name. I already
Yeah.
picked up on that.
Yeah, she said, she said, Kevin's been on this route for about 20 years. And I go, well, I aim to retire him. She goes, I don't blame you. So we got along after, she discovered I wasn't a sniper.
Uh-huh.
He's retiring himself.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah, it does. It's like, what's this guy's end game? He was told to deliver mail to this mailbox, and he's defying the fucking general. The fucking general.
Andy, what if he has a scam where there's like a COVID grant if he loses his job as a postman, where he fucking gets shitloads of money and you're helping him retire? Would that upset you instead? Because you're not fucking him over.
Oh, if he had an angle I could figure out, it's usually when somebody's fucking with you, you need to figure out their angles. Like, why is this person fucking with me? And it's like, all I can figure out is this guy really doesn't want to walk an extra 15 feet, and it's the end of his route, and he turns around. So he's like, fuck it. That's a hill he's going to fucking die on.
Right.
Literally that hill.
I think it's going to be like the end of a
literally.
Scooby-Doo mystery, where like the Cliff Clavin postman is gonna pull the mask up and it's James Inman.
Oh, that would
different
be
body type.
Perfect.
No.
Oh, it's Mr. Inman. I would have gotten away with it.
If it wasn't for those goddamn squirrels.
He's got Asperger's, but that is not a fucking excuse for harassing. It was an unbookable show because he wasn't there. That's what made it fun. That's why we fucking I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's
who cares?
Have you ever slung that title for anything?
No.
I'm one of the unbookables. Everybody's seen the movie. It's streaming.
I just don't care anymore. It's not. It's.
I just remember all the fucking phone calls before the event. And, it's like, God, it was like, preparing for the fucking biggest fucking event of our lives. Inman calling all the time. Do you know who's on the list? What's going on? And then we do it, and it's a big fucking shit show. And then it's it's presented, and it's not it's not the movie we hope for or whatever. But it's like I was done with it. Like I can't imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, what more can I do to promote this? Why aren't people watching this? It's on Amazon. You can get it at Walmart, for fuck's sakes. Like, that's great. I've seen it on Comedy Dynamics, and I won't even click on it. I was like, ugh, we're in the fucking graveyard with all the other shit.
It's all whatever, however it turns out, it's fine. Like he did good work to push it as far as it went. And that's all well and good, and thank you for that, James. But then once that's done, that's just done.
That was 2013.
And yes, and then
I looked up. I forget
do something now. It's boring to constantly be doing the same thing.
I looked up the movie that won
again.
the Oscar that year. And I don't even know what that movie is. I read it the other day. It's totally forgettable. But the Oscar-winning movie of 2013, I couldn't even. It's like nobody cares about that either. It's like,
And it was 2009 when we did it. It's over 10 years ago. Man. I mean, goddamn.
Look how handsome I was. Oh, fuck, man.
You look the same, Andy.
Andy,
you look the fucking same.
You look like the dick in like a Disney movie.
No, he looks like one of the jocks from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, that's it.
Nerds. That's it. Did you beat my ogre?
Nerds.
Yeah. Ogre, you asshole. That was a fine movie. And they could not do that movie now.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think with the rape.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had a mask on. It's cool. It's cool because he was a nerd.
Isn't there anything at all cancelable in the Unbookable so that you guys could argue against James and just get it canceled? Start a whole movement that it's
the only I don't
tried.
There might
Once again, this is a lot of work for nothing. There's really,
right.
I mean,
well,
it's not.
I mean,
it's like this big cash cow.
With all due respect, Chad, I think the play is to just completely ignore James whenever he brings it up because otherwise you just end up putting gasoline on the fire of him talking about it more. If you tried to cancel it, then you'd have James.
I get it, but that'd be kind of funny. But I mean, but I get it. Like one time, I tried to ignore it. One of his rampages because I wasn't a part of it, and then all of a sudden he was posting, 1,000-word rampages specifically against me on his website. So I don't think the ignoring thing is the real answer either. I think they might as well just mine some sort of comedic value out of it because it's not funny.
If he was smart about it,
if it's shtick, it's not funny, and if it's not, it's sad.
At least 50 tweets.
Yeah.
If
he was smart,
I've got tagged in a bunch.
Like Inman will post these long fucking or send those messages to Doug. It's like, and it's all the same. It's like, dude, just cut and paste this shit. Why do you sit and type it out each time? Do you know how? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like it's all repeat of the same shit.
I bet if you were to go through the years and be able to set up an algorithm that looked at when he did this, it would all occur during the same, like a rhythmic pattern. Because it's just, it's just some sort of a fucking circadian mental.
Right.
It was a blood moon lunar eclipse.
Eclipse, yes.
Dude,
that's a good point. We should look back because it's like it just comes up like once or twice a year, and he's all in as though somebody just ripped the Band-Aid, the scab off,
and werewolf.
And Lipsky tweeted a thing that was funny that it was serious, but it was kind of funny because it was like you do this and then you walk away from it not having learned anything, only to return to the same exact argument, a year later.
That's exactly it. Travis did get it exactly right.
Yeah.
We've looped back around in this, time is a flat circle fucking discussion, and it's boring.
Yeah. That's why he'll never be on this podcast.
It is. I have to say, though,
because it's Brett's fault. It's fine. I don't want to hear. You're annoying. Fuck you. Pay $5 and you won't hear this.
Yeah, I love you, James.
Yeah,
he's not a Patreon subscriber anyway, right?
Somebody can tell him.
He is.
We love.
Somebody can tell him. I've always been on James' side.
I love James.
He went to bat when I needed money. He was like, challenging people to, like he got on, like and if I was in a situation that was unbookables related where I could help James or whatever, I would, go to bat for him. But I'm not going to go to fucking war with him over this stupid fucking, road trip. It was a fucking road trip, man. It's
I think if you guys
a very short road trip. I mean, in the history of your guys' time on the road, this was a blip. This wasn't a standout. This only that there was a film crew,
Oh man.
Poor James.
I like trying to reason with somebody that there's no logic to it, though. I mean, that's why it makes me feel bad. If it's not funny,
Chad,
and if it's fucking mental illness,
hit upon it. I think you hit upon it perfectly. I think that it is lunar related.
Yeah.
And because it is the exact same pattern of behavior. It just arises and blossoms out like the corpse flower, spreading its stink over everything, and then the moon,
as though it never happened before,
and it closes back up.
So he's just a hairless, fat werewolf.
Oh man,
that's no wonder he's fucking upset.
That is a pretty good title for a special, I would have to say. Hairless fat werewolf.
Look, and we're not werewolf shaming. If he's a werewolf, that's just he was born a werewolf, and that's who he is.
It's good to be aware of it. Now that we're aware of it, we can just turn the devices off next blood moon.
Well, it explains a lot of things. It makes you more, sympathetic.
Now we should have him on, interview him about what it's like to be a werewolf.
Well, couldn't we just do a
Kansas City.
puppet version like we got with Hennigan?
You know, I
Oh
think we're
my
missing an
God.
opportunity here. As much as the Patreon people, they paid it to be a part of this, and we appreciate everything they do. We could turn Inman's appearance on the Issues with Andy podcast into what they had in the 90s on the Sunset Strip, pay to play. All the bands, my band had to pay $1,500 to play for 7.5 minutes in front of 17 other bands at the Whiskey A Go Go. Not really the best $1,500 our band ever spent.
So you want to charge Inman?
I'm just saying, there's a cost involved with running a podcast.
Maybe,
We can recoup some of those costs with the people that are dying to play.
if people want to pledge,
on
if
this
people want to
forum.
pledge money to see Inman on here, we'll count it. We'll count it.
We'll give the people what they want.
Are you saying we should cheat the other guy and pass the savings on to you?
Yeah, but I would put Inman on here, but there's just so many, young upcoming comics that want to be on here that it wouldn't be fair to the art.
Well, and there's only room for the 4, right? I mean,
yeah, it's a grid, man. He doesn't understand the grid. That's the problem with James. He doesn't see it.
He's that, it's the
Vision?
wolf. We have a
That's
wolf
James'
pack here.
problem is vision.
Yeah.
turns out he's not an asshole. He's colorblind.
Yeah.
The last thing a wolf
Blind.
pack needs is a werewolf.
Yeah.
He's a different thing. He's
Uh-huh. Yeah, we don't know what he sees through the werewolf eyes.
fuck no. Nor would you.
Depends on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got what he wanted. He wanted to be discussed on here, and he was just so fucking relentless over the last week and a half during the blood moon that we finally broke down and mentioned Jimmy.
Somebody will tell him.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe we'll just cut this whole part of the thing
Right.
out.
I already made a mark on my notes to cut
That was so
What
much
if we
fun,
do?
though.
Cut it out, and then we'll be like, "Oh, sorry." We'll make an obvious edit,
Oh,
and then it'll be like, "Oh my god," or like what? Right at the first mention of Inman, we'll do like an obvious edit.
It'll be like Blair Witch Project.
it just keeps scrambling in and out.
Like
Yeah.
when something goes wrong on the news and they just go, "Oh, we'll be back in a minute."
I say you double down and put all that out as the free YouTube clip.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Psych them up.
Get them to subscribe, if nothing else. What else did they say about me, those son of a bitches?
Yeah. Inman's got the money. I know he's got $5 a month, and he would gladly spend if we'd let him on here.
I'm not against it. I just know it'll go off the rails. My vote doesn't count. So
No, your vote counts, but it doesn't even. I mean, I like doing this. So as long as we like doing this, I feel like we should just do this.
Yeah.
You know what we could
That's
do? We could do a Patreon poll and just figure out what the listeners. would like
I
to
already know how that's gonna go.
That's dangerous, Shaylee, because even though we
Yeah.
love them and we have to have them to be alive, if we cede control to them, pretty soon, soon they've got us dancing
It's like
the monkeys we
sticking
are.
your finger and testing the wind. That's all. That's what we're talking about.
No.
Figure out
Yeah.
what's
We
going
don't.
on.
We don't need Jerome Bettis in here defending his
Hypothetically,
cutting
what
off
would
either.
you like to see? Yeah, no promise made.
Jerome Bettis would probably
that's
say
it. That's
I
it,
cut
Chad.
him off.
If we could get a guest,
Yeah.
who would you like?
Yeah.
And then we have 3: Matthew McConaughey, Taylor Green, that fucking crazy bitch in the house,
Marjorie.
and then James Inman, and just see what they say. What's her name? Tiffany Taylor Green? I don't know.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I didn't know who you're talking about, but that bitch is wacky as shit. Oh, I would vote for that fucking
We
bitch.
can get her
I
on.
want her.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Let's ask her to be on.
But we present it that we can get all 3. So then,
Well, it's all hypothetical. That's what makes it.
yeah.
That's
And
what
then
makes it hypothetical.
Who wouldn't want to see Matthew McConaughey with his stunt double on the Issues with Andy podcast. It would be amazing.
I just want to hear Erickson having an inner monologue while driving his car.
Yeah, I think about things.
Should I take a right or a left, man?
I got his
things.
audiobook.
You think about things and you drive and you just kind of look at your nails while you're driving.
Did I get that weed through security? Is everything cool?
That was a McConaughey move, by the way,
Erickson.
Dude.
Yeah.
It works.
He's been in Texas.
Just got to float through.
Month?
I didn't realize that the whole thing was just a complete con. You just have to fully believe it.
Yeah, they're not
put a few
checking
dollars.
Absolutely.
You got to buy in yourself.
All right, I know we're getting ready to wrap up, and the last podcast, which seems like ages ago, guys. I miss you guys. It seemed like a long time ago. I'd be remiss if I didn't answer some of the emails and some of the Patreon questions about the coin that I tried to talk about when Andy.
Oh, that's right.
Bill's Place.
Bill's Place coin.
I bought. We were talking about Bill's Place, which is a place that Andy, you as a kid, would deliver newspapers into a fucking loser fucking
a den of inequity.
Yeah, and then there were porno mags on a table fluttered out for their wonderful patrons, and instead of appetizers or nuts, I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't have much food.
But I did find the coin online. I can't get it's not going to show up. But I did find the coin online, and it's a coin, but it says it's only fucking 5 cents. It's like, what? How much for drinks at Bill's Place?
Holy cow!
That's good for 5 cents in trade.
Probably
that's not
some
for drinks.
Creepy machines in the back.
That's for
there
something
must have
besides
been a time
drinks.
when that would get them a beer, though, right? 5 cents.
Well,
they had their own coin for it.
In Alaska, it's totally illegal, but they would have a token, and it would be more akin to a poker chip. It'd be larger. This thing is the size of a dime. It's really nothing, right? I can't get the.
Is it valuable?
It says good for 5 cents in trade.
So
can you imagine
in trade, that's the key word right there.
Well, they have to say that, or they'll get in trouble.
That's a page of a sticky swank magazine.
That's 1/5 of a hand job.
In Alaska, they say good for one drink.
That's why whenever I walked in there to deliver newspapers, I looked like a shiny dime to them. Like, whoa, I gotta find. I should find the. There's a video of a. Hey, I'm up in Portland and all these bars are so crowded. I wish there was a place I could just go hang out. And then it's like a stupid, news magazine thing. And then this guy goes, well, this is a little bit off the beaten track. Bill's Place. And then he goes in Bill's Place and it's like, it's hilarious. And JL is in there. John Lindgren is in there, but they didn't talk to him.
Oh.
He's in the background. It's like, how do you miss talking to the man giant with cross eyes? But kind of the takeaway I got from it is the dudes were like, oh, we don't allow the women in here because the women, we don't know what goes on at Bill's Place. We don't want. It's like, okay, what goes on at Bill's Place that the women can't be, so it was a men's club. And probably, if you've been to the bathroom at Bill's Place, you probably understand what stag club means a little more than I did from just being in the front of that place. So it was dingy and creepy and the magazines and everybody smoking. And then when I'd come in, they would all take a gander. And I thought it was just because I was happy, cool little man.
They're all rubbing their coins.
Yeah, and what goes on here, the women don't even know about here at Bill's Place.
They probably had pockets full of them.
One of Andy's brothers has an unexplainable 5-gallon bucket full of those coins. We didn't tell you about this, Andy.
Yeah. My brother John may have amassed some nickels. He was right next to chewing gum Cagley, so I would. Get the bad taste in my mouth from Bill's Place and go next door and get a fresh stick of juicy fruit.
From chewing gum, Quagley.
Kegley. My dad called him Juicy Fruit Kegley because he gave us juicy fruit gum. It was like my dad was not that great at sometimes. Like
hit or miss. Yeah,
you know,
they're not all sniffer.
Wart Woman would have been funnier to just name Betty. You know, it's like of course, Wart Woman was not just like she didn't have just one wart on her face. She was like a fucking gourd. The gourd would have been a Mrs. Gourd. How about that one?
That would have been better. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, fuckface or something.
Adam Gordo.
Yeah, fucking Gourd. Man, I wish you could, Dad, rename that one. The Gourd. The Human Gourd. That's a good one.
Evita.
I had a nickname for a lady when I was a kid. Shitter pants lady. She lived out by my grandma, and my grandma was such a nice person that this lady walked to and from town, and they lived outside of town, quite a bit. And she would see her walking, and I would immediately just start looking at my grandma going, please, no. And she'd be like, I'm sorry, Chad. I can remember her apologizing to me and then pulling over to pick this lady up. And I would ride like a dog with my head out the window the entire rest of the way because this lady had shit her pants, didn't shower. I don't know exactly what the fuck it was.
Same thing.
And this was not in Vegas. Where
that was acceptable. The only, yeah. Well, and it was repeated, so it wasn't an accident. That was the only lady I had. I don't know if that was.
And your nickname was Shitter Pants Lady?
Well, it was, something along those lines. It was a horrible fucking.
Well, it wasn't Juicy Fruit Lady.
Yeah, it was.
Juicy Fruit Shatter.
Juicy Fruit is what made me think of it. Yeah. But
I don't want to go back to those days where old people didn't have adult diapers. That my grandma was a pants shitter. I always blamed the wine. But, she would drink the worst wine.
The fact she didn't get up when she had to take a shit.
Yeah, well, she drank that. Was it Midnight Train or Night Express? She drank that Night Train, and and it would flow right out the back of her. And I don't even want to think if Grandma had panties or anything, but she'd shat her pants and she'd walk around with that, because nobody would pick her up on the highway. She'd just stay.
Grandma was a pants shitter. I blame the wine. That's a great intro to a fucking song.
Country western title.
Yeah, it's a country song, right? Grandma was a pants shitter. I blame the wine.
Yeah, I was her baby.
Every other weekend we had a good time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
She'd drink all hers and then she'd drink mine.
Now I'm sitting here doing lines. I don't know. I fucked it up, maybe.
It's a hit. We just became the Statler brothers.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah.
We should make up more fucking songs on the podcast. I think we should make it a segment. I vote for it.
Damn,
Maybe we should just be a band.
How about them Lindas? We could do that. We could be like the Lindas.
The Linda
Oh
Lindas?
my God! Can you believe how that blew up?
I know.
It was kind of silly.
Get signed. When
I wanted to say, I'm sorry, but I think the Linda Lindas are overrated.
You know who hates the Linda Lindas the most? Peng Dang.
Yeah.
Because he got bumped.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
like positive Chinese portrayals.
Yeah, the Linda Lindas came along, and the outrage and focus on the Asian culture shifted a different way.
I didn't know I had pronouns, and the lady who introduced the band, she goes, "I identify as a woman, and my pronouns are she, her," and okay, mine. It's like do you need to say that? What you identify as or your pronouns, but
some people do.
If you do say it, it's like a nice thing to make other people who may have to say it feel like they're not the only ones saying it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like it's like
an
it's like
NPR
shaving your
announcer.
head, shaving your head when your classmate has cancer.
Uh,
Exactly. That's the idea.
Solidarity.
From the other side of it, I appreciate it because then I don't have to look like an asshole, and then you correct me because I don't fucking know. So then if you let me know, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do that then, or I won't talk to you.
So I watched the full
concert. I don't forget.
I watched the full concert and the interview, and okay, so it's like we range in age from 16 to 8 or something. It's like it's like we're all friends and we hang out. There's a 16-year-old whose dad's a music producer, and these other little girls were drafted in. They didn't all hang out. They're 16-year. Was she babysitting? Because you're a 6th grader, she's a 4th grader.
I think the 16-year-old is the bass player.
Yeah, she's the one whose dad's the producer. I'm sure, but it was like, okay, it's not that it's just a boy band throw together, and then when you hear that one song, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool, and then you hear the rest of their songs, and they're not as cool.
I didn't know
this song's about my cat.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there was the rest of the first song. I just remember the very beginning. And then I thought it was kind of fucked up because she's like, yeah, a boy told me that his dad told me to think this way. And now fuck you. And I'm like, wait, you're condemning that boy for something his dad's trying to teach him. He might not even feel that way. You're bullying. You goddamn library bullying motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah.
This is a teachable moment, Linda.
Yeah.
They could have had a song about how, it's not cool to discriminate and don't call people names.
Your dad is ignorant. Your dad is ignorant. That's more appropriate, Linda.
Yeah. So I think they signed a huge contract, or they signed a record. Yes, like Kaylee said, it blew up.
Is the song that clicked. And I love that, like this whole thing. Like even when I look at it, it's like this isn't like from a production standpoint. I go, all right, they're not setting up their own gear. Like even the way the amps are arranged and everything's done, Dad got involved. There's a guy from fucking the studio over here, like going, all right, we're gonna get a bunch of Fender, like just a little fucking preamps, or I mean not preamp. We're gonna do little combo amps. We're gonna do real minimal, so it looks like, but it's like just the way it's set up. I used to set up gear. I would not have done it this efficiently 5 years into the business. Someone knew what the fuck they were doing because they're not all piled on top of each other and figured out how to do it. You know what I mean? It's like it was done. Andy, I agree with you. There was
contrived virility.
There was planning involved. This was calculated. Which okay, that's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I mean, this is basically the girl band that I was in. I always say
the Larrys.
I was in a girl band, and no one said like, "Wait a minute, how are you in a girl band?" No one ever fucking asked. But we were called the Dead X's, and I watched the 3 other girls rehearse. And
girls.
And I thought, well, the 3 girls were playing. They had no drummer, and I go, I can play drums as well as they can play guitar.
Did you have to tuck your wiener?
And it didn't matter. I go, fuck, I've never played drums in my life. And I could play drums better than they can play guitar. And we became a band that fucking day. And it is one of those things where like you just you put it out there. They're just these girls are just playing.
Yeah.
They don't fucking care. They're not thinking about it in terms like that. But someone motivated has said, hold on, let's get a crew. Wait, the library. We'll do it at the library. Where do you have to be quiet? Let's put the Lindas in the library. This was so calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should have been a cheesy like Niedermeyer style or like old Porky's lady style, like librarian, going
Allbricker.
Like an 80s video, and then like it's too loud. The books all fall over all the bookshelves.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
That would have been
the Lindas didn't reach that level, but I when I first saw it, I was like, thought it was great, and then I listened to it a second time, like third, and then it's like these girls are gonna get a contract before this weekend. I was like, next thing, fucking record contract. they're gonna have a tough sophomore season.
Listen, I love it. I love the fact that kind of music can, like, at the very least, it will inspire other kids to pick up instruments and put down the fucking Guitar Hero or the whatever. Anytime I've given a guitar to someone who said they would play it. I was selling it, and I go, "Will you play this?" And they go, "Yeah," and I handed it to them. I've done that with instruments and amps.
Guns.
Just like, will you use this? I'm gonna use this. And it's just, it is one of those things.
Can I suggest a different platform than the Linda's? If you have Nandy, hold on, Nandy Bushel. Nandy Bushel did the Dave Grohl. You guys don't know about this?
Yeah.
She did a whole rock battle with Dave Grohl. Her most recent thing that she put up is a cover of "Ain't No Sunshine" by Bill Withers. This Bill Withers is
I like that song a lot.
Yeah, I like Bill Withers, anything. But this girl, Nandy Bushel, she's like 9 or 10. And she's got contracts with all the fucking drums and the guitars and everybody. She's amazing.
Like Little Prince.
It's yes. But but like this one's more like a boy band. Like they're just trying to jump on the band, like fucking let's do something like we're woke or whatever, you know. I don't know what the fuck the thing is. I'm drunk and stupid.
I'm woke.
Admittedly and provedly so.
Sorry.
I went into a Colorado bar and there was a guy with a shirt. I'm woke. It's just like, you know, like you look around and you're like, oh, guys wearing T-shirts to make a point, or you know, nobody cares.
I'm glad I don't know if we cut it all out of the show or not, but I'm glad that we talked about Inman earlier in the podcast, because that's the same way I feel about all of this both sides of the argument of woke and cancel culture. I'm just fucking tired of it. It's the same argument over and over and over, and we just keep going.
They're just catchphrases to like,
right.
Stop.
Exactly. The words have lost all their meaning now because they don't mean what they meant when people started using them in a way that was helping to define the argument or move the conversation forward in any way. So now it's just a thing, and anytime you hear those words, is my point. It's like talking to Inman, where you're back to that same exact thing you were at before. All you've done in this last hour of discussion is loop all the fucking way back around to right back into the same spot, and you're going to do it again if you keep talking about it.
It's nice to have you on board finally.
I've only been in Texas a week.
Yeah.
I was hoping this is what would happen if you got out of California. So.
Texas is good. Yeah. Texas liberal is a little bit different. Texas liberal, you can, it's like, are you really going to discriminate against mentally ill people having guns in the supermarket? Come on.
Dude, they just passed a law here. I think they're passing a law that says you can just get it. Anybody can have a gun for any reason, pretty much, right? Do you guys see that, Chad? Do you know about that?
Yeah.
You don't need a permit or anything.
Concealed, that's how it's been in Arizona for a few years. Really? Yeah, you can carry concealed in Arizona. Anybody, me.
Does anyone see that
on disability through the VA for severe mental illness, and I can still carry a weapon in Arizona. I don't think I can buy one though. I'm think
just seeing nothing but fucking green lights, man.
Green light.
Inman looks like that guy on the South Park, the vegan. Remember that one with the vegan? He had to wear a life vest everywhere and eat vegan food.
Yes.
The life vest in case he drowned.
Who's that guy standing next to Inman?
That's your brother.
Fuck.
Look at that. Holy shit, Sherry.
That guy that young guy could be one of the triplets.
How would you be able to recreate that photo? Brown James.
Yeah, get your head over.
It looks like you just rescued him onto a garbage barge. You just welcome. Hey.
He was at sea.
Yeah. You just picked him up.
You guys were doing your bachelor party on some yacht, and then you found him like floating in the water.
And then we found this guy. Look at this guy. Pull him in. Give him
Pull
a
him in.
beer.
Somehow he's still got his Kenworth hat on.
It's all
Spit in the
soaking
ocean.
wet and crooked.
Yeah.
There's no cancel
Wait, him
culture
or
where
the
Inman
hat?
would. He does
Oh,
wear
man.
I buy hats all the time, and like Inman has been so loyal to one hat for so many years, and then it rotted off his head, and he replaced it with the same identical hat. It's like, I guess you don't mess with
He
perfection.
lost it out here, I thought. Like he
Yeah.
thought, I think someone stole it.
I've taken it a few times just to get his attention.
I didn't want to call you out on it.
When he was at Erickson's place, he threw up on the floor. He took the remote. He was just being a real dick. And then when he lost his hat, he had something to focus on.
Yeah.
And then it finally.
You were helping.
He's like
He's
like a rabid dog.
After an hour of him bitching and looking for it, I go, Inman, I know where your hat is, but you got to clean up that vomit on the floor before I tell you. And then he cleaned up his own vomit. After an hour and a half of accusing people of taking his hat, I was like, yes, I took it because you did clean up your vomit.
You're like a sadistic therapist.
I am. Yeah. You're afraid of dogs?
Yes, I am being mean to you, but I am helping you.
I think he's more like a lion tamer. Steals your hat, gets your attention over here, smacks you.
Yeah, I set up my mail.
Sit on that chair over there and make
decisions.
Only to reveal. Yeah, I threw it in the Porta John over there. Go get it, Dick.
Fine.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on it. It's under me. That's where it was. I hid it in the couch cushion behind me and watched them search and fucking complain, accuse people of stealing. That's the thing I love about Inman is he like no matter how many things I've done to him, he's always like, yeah, Andy's pretty cool.
I know. He's always just mad at me.
Most of what he
blames like on he's stuck.
Doug told me one time, give him an Adderall. He needs an Adderall. I gave him an Adderall, one Adderall. And now he's like, his whole tweeting thing is that Shaylee's an Adderall kingpin. That needs to go down FBI.
Yes, I saw that. In the same vein, though, he also is talking about, goes, you guys are all libertarians, and everybody's like, no, nobody is a libertarian, dude. You're starting from false premise. Everything you say is starting from a false premise.
Fact. He gets an idea in his head, and he just stays with it for years. It doesn't matter what the facts are. He will not move off.
But that's
of a
mental
position.
illness. That's the part that makes me feel bad for the guy.
I don't know what.
But then he seems fine, and then
maybe
I think
he just needs a new
hat.
Shtick. If he had a new hat, maybe he could have new thoughts.
Maybe he needs to get some of that blood moon needs to get onto his scalp.
Blood moon.
Yeah, he's a werewolf.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe a visor. He'd look good in a visor. That fucking burnt head. Yeah, he wouldn't do. He couldn't. His hairline.
If we had him on a podcast, I would ask him why Kenworth. Is it like a sponsor? Does he identify as a trucker? Has anybody ever asked this question?
Sponsored by Kenworth.
No.
Yeah.
What has that company done? Why is that company so good? What is that company? Is that not just a corporation?
What's wrong with Mac?
Is he a corporate shrill?
Is he wearing it ironically?
What about
I don't know.
Peterbilt?
Yeah.
Caterpillar, man.
Yeah, I'll bet we should do some research on that company and find, like Inman, why are you supporting this? Do you know they keep kids in cages over in Brazil? It's just the thing is too is I think his pants are similar. Like I suspect he has only one pair of pants he wears all the time.
Oh, well, again,
you see him anytime he's in the same clothes. I know. I mean, Shank's wearing the same shirt.
Some of us don't get out a lot, Andy, and we don't need a lot of clothes. I don't need you judgmental bullshit.
Well, I packed a suitcase and wore about the same thing the whole time I was in Colorado.
Chad's also a lone panter.
As I get fatter, my pants are dwindling.
That's just the COVID weight. You'll lose that once you're out on the road.
Yeah. I'm drinking milk. You wait.
Yeah.
Milk's
I'll
actually
grow
not
up
good
big
for
and
you.
strong. Just you wait and see.
Yeah. That's the wrong beverage for losing weight.
Yeah, definitely.
You need some of that colonoscopy juice that I'll be swilling on Monday night.
I'm actually
$109.
I'm actually hating every one of these calories that I'm drinking when I'm drinking these beers because I've been counting calories for it's my second week now. Intermittent fasting, counting calories. Yeah, it's been a whole thing.
Beers add a lot to that, don't they?
God, fucks me up. But it's only once a week, and it's as long as I stay solid the rest of the week, it doesn't hurt anything. I mean, it doesn't help.
Day's your cheat day.
That's it.
Nice. All right, good for you, man. I love you. I respect that. Oh shit! All right, I feel like that's a good one. Let's get out of here and go do something else. Anything we got to hit on the way out of here? Andy's release date, June 25th. Last shot, 800-pound gorilla release. Look for it. That's exciting.
Enjoy it.
And then the video, July 2nd or 3rd or 4th or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Alaska in June, the 10th, 11th, and 12th. The 12th will be at Chilkoot Charlie's, and the 10th and 11th will be somewhere in Anchorage. So come to Alaska.
I'll be up there too. Tracy's going down too.
There. Tracy will be there, and it'll be fun. And also, I'm doing Mind Dog next week.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right
on Tuesday.
Mind Dog Radio.
Yeah. And that's live, right?
Yeah.
Usually,
So that's why I'm saying it now, because that'll be Tuesday at 8:00 Eastern.
I enjoyed my time on the Mind Dog.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So that's all I got.
Well, I got nothing to promote other than I'm getting my mailman fired. Well, and
we'll have to hear about this.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's just getting ugly, and I'm not willing to compromise.
Getting ugly?
No.
The
Andy,
Postmaster General came out to your house for a walkthrough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just getting ugly.
You're not doing anything wrong either. You're well within your rights to find out where your goddamn mail is.
Yeah,
and it's conveniently fucking fantastic for a podcast.
It's drama filled, but you're in the right.
God damn,
figure out what's going on with this.
Yeah, well, I've got about 5 letters that aren't going to be delivered, and that's kind of the fucking breaking point for that guy.
I'm gonna offline. I'll get your address because I don't know it, and I'll send you something that's registered and has to be signed for.
Yeah. Well,
and that jerky's got an expiration date on it. It can't just be sitting all willy-nilly in the fucking box.
2040.
It's got like 2 months, 3 months, maybe.
I'm so riled up about it and stuff. I was like, I'm going to just go talk to him and tell him, it's like that. Nothing good. It's like, I wouldn't be good in war. I'd be like plunked in my head on the beach.
At some point you have to understand that whether you're in the right or whether you're in the wrong or however this is all going, you can't allow yourself to get that worked up where it actually is making you angry and ruining your day. That's
agreed.
Like make it be like, I can't believe these fucking guys, and it's funny and all that. But if it really is setting you to a place of internal rage, that's not healthy. And
right.
It doesn't. It's not happy either. So you've got to figure out a way to either deal with that and move on or whatever. Because
I was just pissed when I got home.
This truly is a hilarious story. Mm-hmm. It really is. You've been telling it for months.
And you will win.
That it's hilarious.
You will win in the end.
Yes.
We don't want to have a soldier with PTSD from the podcast stories he had to live.
Yeah.
And if you need the rage to just keep you alive, don't listen to Erickson. Fuck that. You fucking rage it out to stay alive. Sometimes there's not. It's
do it. But that's But that's why I'm asking you that and telling you that.
Well, I come home and find out he hasn't been doing his job for 8 or 9 days, And then I laid in the ground waiting for him to drive by, and then he didn't drive by, and then neighbors are
Rightfully
wondering what's
so,
going on.
in my
So
opinion.
yeah.
Exhibit A.
Now you're like Bill Murray in Caddyshack.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Army crawling around the neighborhood.
yeah.
For the
The
gopher.
only way to understand him is to run around.
I realized that me endorsing Andy, like, yeah, I do that too. That's like the fucking Ku Klux Klan endorsing a fucking candidate for office. Yeah, we're with you. No, you're not helping. Shut up.
I know.
Yeah.
I know
Shut
when I got revenge on the towing company and spiked the boards and flattened tires. The only person I could think of that I could call was Chad. It's like there's nobody else who will appreciate that.
He would have been behind you. Yeah.
And never tell a soul.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
Andy, are you getting ready to do another podcast with like Minecraft or gaming or something?
No. Why?
He turned all the lights off. I just.
It just got dark in here because
it's just sun
natural
going
light.
down behind him.
Yeah, I was gonna pop up and open it, but I was afraid it would
it's all
flood
right.
the room
Let's
with
get
Well,
light.
backlight's not good.
Oh yeah.
Your face is in the front, bro.
Uh-huh. I never
Hey, let's
understand.
get out of here. We got stuff
All
to
right,
talk
yeah,
about.
Chad,
close.
you guys don't forget subscribe to Chad's Twitch channel and hang out with him over there. There it is.
Yeah. Check it out.
Right on.
It's all right.
And that's it. We love you guys. Thanks for being out there so that we can keep doing this. We will see you right back here next week. Peace.